Hello and welcome back to part 3 of how depression develops. In part 1, I went straight to the cause of depression, the way you're thinking about things. In part 2, we expanded on this stress bucket and why we're getting sleeping problems and how we empty the stress bucket. Part 3, I'm going to explain about how you can stop putting so much in the stress bucket in the first place. Now, you might think simply that's, we'll stop thinking negatively. Well, yes, it is, but it's not quite as easy as that. And if you have depression, you will know that. You've no doubt had people say to you, think positively or stop thinking negatively. And you know it's just not as easy as that. And the reason it's not quite as easy as that is because your primitive brain has stepped in and it's keeping you locked there. It's keeping you focused on your problems. And in addition to that, if you've been doing this for quite a long time, if you had depression for a while, you will have formed neural networks in your mind that are your sort of go-to way of thinking, if you like. It's your habitual way of thinking. So you will automatically start doing that because you did it yesterday, and so your primitive brain will encourage you to do the same things again today. It thinks it's keeping you safe. So you'll feel compelled to do that, and you're sort of doing it automatically without realising it. So, me telling you, don't think negatively, is like saying to you, don't think about a pink elephant. As soon as I've said that, what happens? Pink elephant pops into your mind. And what if I say, don't think about that pink elephant chasing around a blue elephant trying to catch its tail? What image have you got now? So if somebody says to you, don't think about your problems, don't think about work, don't think about your ex, too late. You're already doing it, and I understand that. And what people end up doing with depression is fighting their thoughts. Now, depression is already exhausting enough on its own, without you being constantly in a battle with your own mind. And I know it feels like that. You feel like you've got two people in there. One of them is saying to you that is trying to rationalise things and saying, stop thinking about that. That doesn't make any sense at all. But the other one's going, yeah, but what if this and it's it's like they're having those two, the devil and the angel, on your shoulder, but they're both in your head having an argument. Of course, it's exhausting. So the way to stop doing that and the way to get yourself back is to actually turn your back on it and stop fighting and turn towards the positive things in your life. Now, you may remember in part 1, I mentioned a part of your primitive brain called the hypothalamus. Now, that regulates the chemicals in our mind and body. And one of the major things wrong when you've got depression is this chemical balance has gone wrong. And to explain this, I've got to go back to those primitive ancestors. It's in the primitive brain, so it's all about our blueprint and how we're designed to work. So we need to understand about that in order to be able to adapt it to our modern life. And our ancient ancestors, they got these quite definite rewards for hunting and gathering and doing the right things in life and contributing towards their evolution. And we now know what these rewards are. And scientists are adamant about this. And these rewards come in the form of neurotransmitters. When we're doing the right things in life, we get a constant flow of these neurotransmitters. The one we talk about most, simply because it is the most important one, is serotonin. Now, you may well have come across that before, and people say that your serotonin levels are low with depression. Well, they are, But where this is really important, and what you might not know about serotonin, what serotonin does for us is it helps us cope with whatever life chucks at us. So yes, we might have these really tough life situations to deal with, but when we've got good serotonin levels, we can deal with it from our intellect. We can face it, we can cope with it. Serotonin motivates us. Feeling tired, struggling to getting motivated to doing anything, serotonin motivates us. It makes us braver. It helps us cope with physical fear. It helps us cope with pain, and it boosts our immune system. But also, it puts us on this intellectual brain. It's what makes the connections in our intellectual brain. So we can work out what to do about these things in our life. So you need to create more serotonin in your life. Now that just doesn't happen by chance. It did back in the primitive times rather, but our lives have changed so much. We're not doing the things we need to do to create serotonin. And there are three main areas: positive activity, positive interaction, and positive thinking. Now, if you can't say, don't think negatively, you can start doing the positive things in your life. You can start taking positive action. And I know you're exhausted, but I'm not talking about big things here. I'm talking about the tiny things. And positive interaction. The last thing you want to do when you're depressed is go and be with people and go out and socialise. Actually, it's one of the things you need to do. But again, we start small. So, how are you going to get out of depression? How are you going to stop thinking negatively? How are you going to break this vicious cycle and get back to life and learn how to maintain it and be happy permanently? It's through doing the positive things in your life. Now, I know you need a further explanation about that, and I could make videos all day long to help you, but it is all there. I've already done it all. There is a series, an e-guide series on depression that you can buy from the website shop. There's 3 different ebooks, and they come in an ebook, an audio book, and you get a free MP3 with each one. The first one is called Living with Depression is Rubbish. The second one is Climbing Out of the Cloud, which gives you further techniques, exercises, and practical things you can do to slowly come out of that cloud, build serotonin levels. And the third one, Living on Cloud 9, is about maintaining it, so you can break the depression relapse cycle, which is so common. And you can actually buy all 3 as a set now, and you'll find them on the website. And I will put a link below in this email so you can find them from there. But of course, don't forget, if you want any advice or support, or you want to reach out to me specifically about something, send me an email. I'm here. I will answer. So I hope that's been helpful. I hope you've been able to open your mind to an explanation. If you haven't, don't worry. It just means you're not ready yet. But if you have and you get this, you are ready to do something about it, and I'm here to help you. So have a great day, and get in touch if you need.